Welcome to the Whiskey Vault. I'm Daniel Whittington. This is Gifted Drams Day. It's sort of hidden drams, but also gifted drams. I'll explain. Gifted drams is typically when a brand sends in something that they want me to review on the channel. And so I always just say, like, this is sponsored content. This is what they wanted to happen. But this isn't totally that. But I'm still going to call it Gifted Drams. And here's why. By the way, I'm Daniel Whittington, Chancellor of Wizard Academy and Whiskey Marketing School. I'm going to get a little bit of water really quick. Last October at the Bastard's Ball, Cedar Ridge Distillery was there for the Bastard's Ball doing pours for a Crowded Barrels event. And after that event, we always invite the distillers up to the tower and we hang out with them here. And I got to meet Murphy Quint, who is the master blender at Cedar Ridge. And, you know, kind of runs most of the show on the whiskey things. And he was so cool, which I knew because, or I should say I should have known. I've got so many friends in the whiskey industry who all know Murphy, and then they all know me, and they all speak very highly of him, and then the kind of people that I trust. And so I knew when I got to meet him in person, I would love him. I got to watch him on camera multiple times, like, for example, in the Edinburgh Whiskey Academy's American Single Malt Certification and things like that. And he's just well-spoken, very kind, very intelligent. And I've always loved Cedar Ridge whiskey. If you go back and watch all the times we've tried Cedar Ridge, I've always given it high marks. And recently I did a QuintEssential release that I really loved. That was a gift from, I can't remember who gave that to us. Anyway, so he came in, we hung out. I had a great time with him, and then he went back home. And then recently he emailed me and said, hey man, I really want to send you my new QuintEssential release. And I said, that would be amazing, thank you. He did not ask me to review it. He didn't ask me to put it on the channel. And so at that level, it's not really a gifted drams because he didn't ask for me to promote it. But at the same time, the person who made this gave it to me, so I'm going to call it sponsored content just for full disclosure. And also say, it's hard to say anything negative about someone you really like. So take my opinions with a grain of salt on this one, because I am already predisposed to be a fan of the brand and the human. Now, the QuintEssential series is when Murphy gets to do whatever he wants and create special releases. And that's always one of my favorite things when you finally get the handcuffs off as a blender and you're not trying to get on-brand profiles and you get to just make something interesting. And just the details on this label, I'm going to read them to you in a second. This sounds like someone designed a whiskey according to my preferences. Like someone read everything that I like most and then figured out how to create a blend. So, Murphy, this is the first time I tried this on camera. It's got a lot to live up to, expectation-wise. 2005 Cedar Ridge started. They are 20 years old this year. That puts them in the early school of American craft distillers. Oh my gosh, that nose. Grape. There is a, like, even darker than fig, like super dark, rich sweetness that makes it go the direction of almost a dense with a pastry layer. I mean, yeah, it's just dark fig and then like an amaretto note, like a candied almond, and then like a dark cake, like a dark fruit cake with sweetness in it. Man! But somewhere on the later edges of this, there's kind of a layer of funky, spicy sparkle. Man, this is rich. I haven't read yet the details of what's in it. I mean, I scanned it, which is why I know, like, I caught some things and then I'm like, oh, but I haven't read the full list. I'm going to read the full list with you guys here in a second. There's peat in there. Man, that fires on every cylinder. So last Friday I did, turntable, I think it was? And I said the nose was just so beautiful and rich, and I took a sip and I wanted it to just, this is that. This is that thing where the nose is just making me so happy. And then take a sip and it just steps through and delivers with weight and oil and body and depth. Dang it. Of course you nailed this one. I showed Murphy one of the things that I blended with Crowded Barrel. I think it was one of the Magnificent Beasts. And now I'm feeling a little embarrassed because it's not, I don't think my blend was quite this good. I'm proud of my blend. I love my blend. It's one of my favorite ones I've done. But this one is kicking its ass. Oh, it's so delicate while being meaty and a little bit smoky. Good Lord. Quint, what are you doing? So this one's 59%. There's your body and depth. This is called Wine Club First Meeting. This is 2-row pale malted barley aged in ex-bourbon barrels. That's the classic Cedar Ridge. Finished in first fill Amontillado sherry. There's the Amontillado. That's that almond amaretto note. Tokai, which is a Hungarian ice wine, and like very sweet. And muscatel casks, also very sweet. Blended with peated malt, finished in Pinot Noir casks. Man, you went all in. That's a lot of things. That's a lot of flavors to not fight with, but play with. And to get them balanced just so. And this one hits it completely out of the park. If this was on a list of just easily accessible American single malts, this would become one of my like top 3, top 5, easy, top 3 maybe, American single malts currently available on the market. It sounds like a sales pitch, and I'm not even trying to. This is just, it's hitting everything Daniel Whittington prefers in a whiskey. That's all there is to it. Good Lord. So if you're just south of, these guys are just south of Cedar Rapids. If you're in that area, you should go pay them a visit. I'm going to add a little water, even though I kind of hate to ruin a good thing. We'll see what happens. One of my favorite things in the industry is when you meet someone who makes stuff that you love and they turn out to also be great humans. It's always a little relieving. Because sometimes that's not true. And then it's really disappointing. But when you like really love something and you finally get to meet them and they're really cool and kind and fun to hang out with, and you're like, oh, thank God. That's such a relief. And that's how it was with these guys. We had a really great time. Also, here was the owner of, what's the Minnesota rye, focused on rye. Crap, I'm going to have to Google it because I can't believe I'm forgetting. But my brain's so focused in on this. Well, with a little bit of water, it made it more like almost port-like, like dessert wine. But still, the smoke comes through a little bit better on the nose with that water. The smoke was buried by the wine impact until the water in the nose. Okay, that made it simultaneously a little bit sweeter and a little bit more peppery, spicy smoke, but still very good. I might like it with water. I'm going to add a little more. And because I'm feeling weird about not being able to remember that distillery, it's the one that does Ranrock, Far North, Rocknar. Gosh, I'm so sorry. He was also hanging out with us that night, also a very cool human being. And then there's a bunch of people here, but just the 3 of us came up here and tried some blend things together and then went back downstairs. That was a very fun evening. With a little more water, it just gets sweeter on the nose. On the palate, oh, Wow, push that down to 50, 100. It turns into super dark fruit pipe tobacco with a little bit of smoky wood notes layered around the eye. That's a great whiskey at 100. Man, I love this. At every level that I added water, it unlocked something different. And that is, man, well, now it's just getting embarrassing. Thank you, Murphy. And to you guys, cheers. I'm really glad you're here. I'm just gonna take this with me. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. If you also want to be my Valentine, then like and subscribe.